we are doing something that you're not supposed to do as a tourist. Driving during the night. Good afternoon. Can I pay with card? For free.
So annoying.
So annoying. We follow Google Maps blindly and took us to some odd place around here through a very bad road. Follow the Lover's Leap Lighthouse or Lighthouse Lover's Leap. That's the one. As we always say, we make mistakes so you don't have to. They were the cheapest one, $73 for 2 days. Security wise, never do what we did. Hello everyone, welcome to another video from out of your comfort zone. My name is Rodrigo.
And I'm Nikki.
And we are here in Kingston, the capital of Jamaica. And I know you're watching this video because you want to know how is it to drive here. Well, let's get to it straight away. So I'm originally from Brazil. I don't usually drive on the left side. I usually drive on the right side, like I would say most of you, unless you're from United Kingdom, Australia. But I lived in Australia for a while, so I got used to drive on the left side of the road. We rented a car here. It's automatic. I didn't ask to be automatic. It's automatic. So it's a little bit easier if you're not used to drive on the left side. I would say the main thing that I get mixed with is the blinkers, because usually I use my left hand for the blinkers and then you turn the wipers on. So you have to remember you're gonna use your right hand. Other than that, especially if you're driving with a companion, ask the person also to pay attention. If you by mistake go to the right side of the road, they're like, oh, remember the left side, left side. About the infrastructure here, so far so good. We drove all the way from Montego Bay to Ocho Rios and then now to Kingston. Roads are fine, small pothole here and there, not too many issues. Drivers usually fine as well. We've been to much worse places around the world. One thing important, if you take the main highway from Ocho Rios to Kingston, there's tolls. The toll works as a card that you get the card right in the beginning when you get to the road a little bit, and then you give it back when you get out of the highway. And in our case was like at the end of the highway to Kingston. They calculate how many kilometers you drove and then you're gonna pay based on that. It's kind of expensive actually. We paid $2,500, so that's about $15, which is quite expensive for Jamaica and even for any Western country, like a toll to be $15.
And we drove on the road for like 50 minutes.
50 minutes, yeah. They accept credit cards in one of the toll booths, which was good, but ideally I would have cash just in case. I rented the car online. I can leave in the description here one article, because I also have a travel website, an article that I wrote with the best websites to search, compare and rent cars all over the world. I literally, any country in the world that I go to rent a car, I research those 4 or 5 websites to see what's the best deal is. Sometimes it's Priceline, sometimes it's Expedia, sometimes it's Rent Cars, sometimes it's rentalcars.com. You spend like 10-15 minutes researching and you can save big bucks at the end of the day.
Got a giant stadium here for something.
I would say they're not too much into football, so it's probably cricket. Obviously driving inside the big cities is a little bit more stressful, and because I'm originally from Brazil, São Paulo, 20 million people, so I'm used to be a little more defensive driver, and sometimes you have to be an aggressive driver, to be honest, otherwise you don't go anywhere. People just keep cutting you off and there's nothing you can do. We just experienced down there, maybe gonna try to film those guys cleaning your windshield with wipers and everything.
Very common in Brazil. Right?
Very common in Brazil. And here they were kind of aggressive. I said, no, rental car, no, they clean anyway. 2 guys from different sides, and then the guy literally put down the window, and I would have said, no, I don't have any change, sorry. They didn't do anything. Just be aware of that, and you say, sorry, rental car, I don't have any money.
If it's not something you've seen before, how it works is that there's these guys that have the windshield cleaners. They just walk up and start cleaning
when you stop on a red light.
So if you haven't seen before, you can't really do anything, even if you say no, because they're expecting a tip.
The car in front, the guy said something no, and they didn't.
We're obviously tourists. So
so we had to. There was no chances of saying no. There was
a bunch there.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah. Oh, Devon House.
We are seeing a lot of police around here. In Montego Bay, we saw a lot of police. In Falmouth, which was a cruise stop, a lot of police security. Ocho Rios as well, especially if you're American and you register yourself at the STEP, the American system from the State Department, where you register, where you're going overseas, for how long. So the State Department, the embassy in the country knows you're there. So if there's any problem, a revolution, civil war, they can try to distract you, I don't know. They also give you a report about the safety situation in the country. Here is level 2, which means like some places are fine, tourist places are fine, but there are some areas, especially here in Kingston, which are dangerous. So we're gonna make sure not to drive around those areas. So be careful also, just blindly following your Google Maps. can be a problem. I mentioned again, the infrastructure, the roads in the northern part of Jamaica from Montego Bay to Ocho Rios was completely fine. But the southern part, they're gonna do it today. I'm gonna let you know soon. Apparently, is the part that's hit the most by hurricanes. The same thing that happened in Trinidad and Tobago, and we have a video about our road trip and attractions in Trinidad and Tobago. One part of the island, the infrastructure is a little bit more damaged because of the constant hurricanes and so on. So we believe here is gonna be the same. The roads are not gonna be as good from Kingston to Negril and then Montego Bay than the other one. We'll let you know soon.
Bob Marley Museum here. Oh, that's fun. Oh, look at this. I'm not even a Bob Marley fan, but this looks cool.
Because we went to the Bob Marley Museum. Actually, if you're visiting Jamaica, you should definitely go to the Bob Marley Museum. Only tours every hour, $25. It's a little bit cheaper if you pay in local currency, so use your credit card to pay in local currency, much better.
Or cash.
Going back to safety, we are here in uptown Kingston, the safest area. They have the European Union representations, a bunch of embassies. Downtown, it's a little bit more sketchy. We are in Kingston, going to Port Royal, which is an ancient pirate village, like the largest in the Caribbean, back in the 1600s. It was destroyed during a massive earthquake, and it's one of the main attractions here in Kingston. But the road is full of potholes, and you have to literally go in like a Formula 1 Monaco driver because it's a little bit sketchy. So not everywhere the infrastructure here is that great. And even night driving Kingston, I said like the roads north were fine. Kingston, a couple of times I would look at something, not look at the road, and then I would get a pothole. Private jet.
Oh, fancy.
And here, kind of Ocean Lagoon to the left and the ocean here on the right. So we are coming back from Port Royal now. So this is downtown Kingston. That's the area they told us a little bit more dangerous, have to be careful. So far so good. Some areas I don't know if you would get off here. There's quite a bit of police here. They're doing a checkpoint, which is good, I believe, because there are many government buildings around there.
They have, a crafts market. Okay.
So in terms of driving, okay, I'm feeling okay driving. Especially the windows are a little bit tinted. They can see much who are you inside the car. Sorry, I take away what I said a little bit about the potholes. Some areas are pretty bad. We are trying to get from Kingston, get the road towards Negril and Montego Bay, and yeah, it's bad. You just have to go around all the potholes. So we are in another toll road here, and as you can see, it's a very nice road. In theory, the speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour, but most people go 100, 120 kilometers per hour. I haven't seen police stopping people because of speeding or anything, so just you know how people, like right now I'm 100 as you can see, and some people are passing me over. The toll, when we get to it, I'm gonna show you how the toll works, so just keep an eye out. Good afternoon. Can I pay with card? Can I pay with card?
$7.90.
Thank you so much, have a great day. So I got the receipt here. It was $790 as we expect, like what, $4? But great, you could pay with credit card. Here's 110 kilometers per hour, so I can go a little bit faster. Great, you could pay with credit card because we didn't have much cash on us. Just one thing to keep in mind. This one was accepting credit card, maybe the system is out and everything, so maybe have a little bit of cash. This system here was different from the system from Ocho Rios to Kingston, which was the card by kilometer. Here now when you pay, and probably I guess since you're gonna drive more on this road, you're gonna have another toll booth for us to pay here. So one good thing here, they have kind of like a service area where you have bathroom, gas station. Is here on the other side, Total Energies, which is actually a French company. So in this road specifically, you need a gas, you need to stop to eat something or go to the restroom. They have it here. The other road also had one the same. Not that frequent as in the United States, but they did have.
The toll roads at least.
At least the toll roads, yeah. And the normal roads, depends where you are, gonna have gasoline or not. Go? Just go? Go?
No, go. Oh, okay.
Okay, we were in this toll booth. I thought we had to pay and everything, but there was no one there. And the guy told us to go. But it's literally like every 10, 12 minutes there is a toll booth. Not efficient because you have to stop all the time, go all the time. I mentioned the northern part was pretty easy peasy to travel. Not many cars on the road. The roads were good. Now in the southern part that I also mentioned potentially is going to be bad because of the storms and everything. Yes, it is kind of bad. Traffic, kind of slow. Some potholes. You have to keep paying attention on the road. It's not super pleasant, the Okay, we want to go to the Lovers, what?
Lover's Leap? It's a viewpoint maybe?
And it's a little bit annoying to keep driving that slow with potholes and the roads. Yeah,
You have to stay very focused.
busy roads you can pass. So maybe not the greatest experience. It takes a little bit more patience than the northern part. Northern part, maybe most tourists are there. It's a little bit easy because the cruise ships, they stop on the northern part. So there's a lot of tourists coming out from the cruise ships, like in buses, minivans. So the roads are better there. Here, there are not many tourists, and maybe they don't maintain the roads.
I think there's just less people driving in total. It's not just tourists.
There's a lot of people driving. It's just like they don't care because they're not tourists.
That's kind of a shame.
Shame. Look at that truck. Looked like super inclined. Looked like it would collapse to the side. That's
That's why
scary.
we're going so slow.
Trucks holding everybody else. So I know this video is about driving Jamaica, but just in case you want to visit the Lover's Leap, that's the Lover's Leap over there. There's the lighthouse, and you can see this beautiful ocean here and the rain right there. One thing, so you don't make the same mistake we did, we follow Google Maps blindly and took us to some odd place around here through a very bad road. Follow the Lover's Leap lighthouse or lighthouse Lover's Leap. That's the one, as we always say, we make mistakes so you don't have to. Yeah, I guess I regret what I said at the start about the potholes and everything. There are quite a lot here, the southern part, and you have to pay attention a lot where you're going on the road. The roads are narrow, as you can see. You can't just go to the other side too much because sometimes one car is passing by really close by. We are doing something that you're not supposed to do as a tourist, driving during the night. One, because it is dangerous. We don't know the places here. We don't know where it's sketchy, where it's not sketchy. So if something happens, like we have a flat tire and anything, it can be dangerous. Two, as you can see on the road, it's like pitch black. There are almost no lights, like street lights. This car here is very weak. It's full of potholes, so it's really hard to see where you're going. So it's very easy to get a flat tire. Again, we did all of that because we were dumb. We got lost, stayed too long in Kingston, and now we are paying the price. Hopefully in 10 minutes we're gonna get to our hostel in Negril and everything is gonna be fine. Don't be like us. Try to avoid driving during the night in Jamaica. If you're a tourist, it's not recommended. And we survived. It was a bit stressful last night, but here we are. So we are driving from Negril to Montego Bay. I thought the road would be better. It is slightly better than from Kingston to Negril, but it's still quite a few potholes, some pretty big ones, as you can see. And then you try to divert, you almost hit the other car, and sometimes they try to divert, they almost hit you. But I guess it is what it is. So if you really want to be safe and you're not used to drive in rough conditions or defensive, I would stick between Montego Bay and Ocho Rios. I wouldn't adventure here in the southern part.
Personally, I
I
wouldn't
don't
drive
give the
here.
blinkers. Why not? Why do you need to give the blinkers? It's like
Every man or woman for themselves.
I guess just a suggestion. And look at there. Looks like this is a fancy resort van, and they broke down because they're changing bags and everything. But I can't imagine the vans in the resorts, like how they don't get flat tires sometimes with all the gas and everything because they're big potholes. No one of potholes, stick between Montego Bay and Ocho Rios and Kingston. Actually, you can take the nice highway that you pay a lot of money for the toll. After that's not a good idea. If you're used to drive defensively, and especially on the left side of the road, then it's doable. Don't be dumb as we were. Don't drive during the night. It's sketchy, but look at how pretty it is.
Oh.
Actually, one of the few beaches that are not completely covered with resorts and restaurants and everything, which was slightly disappointing.
Especially for someone who comes from Brazil, where beaches by law required that they need to be open to the public.
Exactly. Like, we just come back from Brazil, coming here. Brazil's amazing. If you've never been, you want to go to the beaches, surfing, kite surfing, or just chill by the dunes and beaches, Brazil. By law, you can close the beach. You need to give access to people. So it's just like, they're amazing beaches. If you just want a fancy resorts and chill in the resort, Jamaica is fine.
But Rodrigo's from Brazil, so ask him for tips.
Sorry, I'm elongating a little bit this video, but if you have any tips about traveling Brazil, I'm originally from Brazil. We go back there. Oh, I think we're gonna have a checkpoint there. Forgot to mention, yesterday during the night, checkpoints. They saw we were tourists, they let us go easily. There were no stress, nothing. But there are quite a few checkpoints and some very crazy people on drugs around. So that's why I would avoid completely. They ignored us, which is good. I think usually they don't have trouble with tourists, the police. Usually it's not the tourists who are committing crimes, and they don't want to scare the tourists, because that's something we noticed. Jamaica is very oriented for tourism, very welcoming for tourists. They make it very easy. Like they have totems for immigration, like automatic totems. They want to make like everything as smooth as possible.
Pick you up at the airport if you're staying at a resort. It's very well organized if you're doing that type of travel.
Yeah, super organized. So the police wouldn't give you a hard time, because then scares tourists that there's write on blogs and social media about what's going on in Jamaica, so they have less tourists.
Much better than certain places we've been where they love to ask for bribes.
Oh yes. Two little important things about car rentals. This car here, when you got the car, was from Thrifty, like the same company, and Europe car. It was the same franchise here. The tank came completely empty.
No offense, I'm gonna film this instead of you. Keep talking, it's just very nice.
Beautiful. Came empty, which is kind of annoying, because you get your car and straight up you have to find a gas station to fill up the tank. Actually, I'm waiting for a hurricane that might arrive today or tomorrow.
Sorry, back to business.
So it's kind of annoying, right? You just got your car and then you have to fill up the tank because you don't have gasoline. You can barely leave the town. So that's one annoying thing. But the other, like, you can keep filling up a little bit, because you can calculate properly how much gasoline you're gonna return. That's gonna be almost empty as well. So we're probably gonna return the car with a little bit less than half a tank for them for free.
So annoying.
So annoying. So another reason to avoid that. Why did I rent that? Because they were the cheapest one, $73 for 2 days. The problem is, once you get there, with these 3 specific ones, they ask for you to pay liability for the car, which they wanna charge $11. Or if you say, oh no, I have my credit card, which I usually do, they want you to contact your credit card company to send a letter to them. They give you the email saying, yes, we cover Jamaica. You just arrive in Jamaica, you're getting your car. Super complicated to contact your bank. I don't know what time until they prepare the letter to send there. They know most people are not gonna do that, so they're gonna pay the almost $12 per day extra for that. So maybe if it's a similar price, I would avoid Thrifty Europe car, which is the same franchise here. I would go for other cars. The woman told me they don't charge this liability for the other companies.
She was nice and honest about it.
Exactly. So you can put the insurance on your credit card, especially if you're American. We just go for it. But yeah, that's an important tip that was kind of annoying. Just one thing. We wasted a bit of time, because I'd say maybe I can try to rent on spot the other places. Maybe it's cheaper. Oh my gosh, the guy is like driving in the middle of the road. The other van, like, to avoid the potholes, he was driving in the middle of the place. People were quoting me like $200, $300 for 2 days. And I paid $73 with the extras from insurance, about $100. So definitely reserve your car before you arrive in Jamaica. Finally, some good roads here in Montego Bay. Woo! Pretty cool tiki bar here at Montego Bay Airport. So I'm finishing this video right here. We returned our car to the rental place. Everything worked well. So my conclusion is, if you're traveling around Montego Bay all the way to Ocho Rios and then Kingston, you're gonna be fine. But the other roads, you need to be a little more defensive. You need to have some experience, especially driving on the left side. Security wise, never do what we did, driving during the night here in Jamaica if you're a tourist. If you have any questions, if I said anything wrong, please let your comments in the comment areas that I will get back to you. Safe travels.